I'll never forget that morning. It had rained good the night before, and Uncle Harry come through the yard here, down the path, and had his axe over his shoulder. Now, I was just a kid, 10 years old. Uncle Harry says, I'm going to cut a tree to make chair splits. Well, we followed Uncle Harry, and we watched him find a little tree. He walked around these little white oak trees, and he was feeling of them to see how soft the bark was. And he finally settled on one, and he cut it. And he split the tree, and he sat there on an old stump, and he pulled it apart. And I never will forget the fascination of seeing that tree pulled apart into these long, thin pieces. And he did it so smoothly. It was just like magic. I loved it. A while back, somebody asked me if I was to make a business card with everything on it that I do, what would it look like? There would be a big stone wall. There would be a log cabin behind it with a big stone chimney. There would be an orchard beside the cabin. There would be beehives on top of the wall. My sawmill would sit in front of the wall. I would have baskets full of apples sitting around. And there would be many, many other things. It's just what I do. Nobody has ever made one except me. This is the third one I've made, okay? And it took some real thinking, studying to come up with the first one. I had the good wood to do it with. And when I was a child learning to do this, all I could do was experiment. I made lots of mistakes because nobody had ever told me any of the do's and don'ts that you have to do to make a basket. There were no books printed on it at that time. You've got to understand the wood. You've got to feel it. It's not something that eyesight does for you. But what makes a basket special is the art in it, how finely it's done. You're making a statement as to what you see in it when you create it. I love the artwork. When you pick up a basket like this and look at it, it's not just a simple little piece. You know, I put a love of everything I do into it.